Have you ever been in a moment where the air felt thicker, where the conversation slowed down, and every glance seemed to say more than words ever could? You couldn't quite explain it, but something was there. Electric, invisible, undeniable. That is sexual tension. And here's the thing, when women feel it, their behavior changes in subtle, almost secret ways. Most men miss it, but once you know what to look for, you'll never unsee it again. Psychology has something fascinating to say about this. And today, we're going deep. Let me take you back to a night I'll never forget. It was late, music playing low in the background. A friend of mine, let's call her Claire, was sitting across from me at a small get-together. We'd known each other for a while. Good conversations, a little flirting here and there, but nothing serious. That night, though, something shifted. She laughed at a joke that wasn't that funny. Her eyes held mine just a little longer, and then, barely noticeable, she adjusted her necklace and tilted her head, as if opening space between us. It was subtle, but something about it made the hairs on my arms stand up. It wasn't just body language, it was energy. Her voice got softer, her tone warmer. Every word felt wrapped in curiosity, as if she wasn't just listening, she was feeling something too. That was the moment I started researching the psychology behind it. Because I realized this wasn't random, it was patterned. Sexual tension is psychological. It's a mix of anticipation, uncertainty, and desire. But here's what's wild. Our bodies start reacting before we're even fully conscious of what we're feeling. When a woman feels that spark, her mind begins processing you not just as a person, but as a potential partner. Even if she wouldn't admit it out loud, and the mind-body connection kicks in. Micro-expressions shift, pupil dilation, slight shifts in posture. These are real documented signs, little giveaways. But more than that, psychology tells us something deeper. Women are biologically wired to protect what they feel. So when the tension rises, they don't always show it directly. They hide it in plain sight. Maybe you've been on a date where everything seemed normal, but afterward, your gut told you something more was going on. She leaned in when you spoke, played with her bracelet, bit her lip just slightly, just once. You told yourself, no, I'm imagining things. But what if you weren't? What if that tension was real? And more importantly, what if you knew what to look for, what it meant and how to respond? Not arrogantly, not aggressively, but with calm, grounded confidence. Because when you understand it, everything about how you relate to women changes. You become more present, more aware, and ironically, that makes you more attractive. Studies in behavioral psychology show that women often respond to attraction with indirect signals. Why? Because it creates mystery, and mystery fuels tension. One study found that when women feel a strong sense of attraction but aren't ready to express it, they often resort to displacement behaviors, adjusting clothing, lightly touching objects near them, playing with their hair, or even recrossing their legs multiple times. It's not about nervousness, it's about release. And here's where it gets really interesting. Women don't just show tension, they test it. They might tease you, go quiet for a moment, then laugh and change the subject. Why? Because she's feeling the heat too, but she wants to know if you feel it. She wants to see how you hold the moment. If you can stay grounded, calm, curious, you pass the test. Let's slow it down. Imagine you're sitting with a woman you've started to connect with. There's a pause in the conversation, not awkward, just lingering. She doesn't rush to fill it. Neither do you. That's not dead air. That's magnetic space. In that silence, her eyes flicker to your lips for half a second. That's not coincidence. She brushes her hair over one shoulder, leans just slightly closer, and when you speak again, she nods, slowly, not out of agreement, but absorption. She's not just hearing you, she's feeling you, but she won't say it. Because it's not something you speak, it's something you live in. That's the secret. It's not about chasing or proving anything. It's about recognizing what's already there and not breaking the moment. So what do you do when you feel that tension? You don't jump in with a line. You don't joke it away. You don't break eye contact just because it's intense. You stay present, calm, attentive. You breathe into it. You let her feel that you're not just hearing her, you're reading her. And when she feels seen like that, everything changes. This doesn't mean making a move. It doesn't mean escalating. It means you've entered rare territory, emotional intimacy mixed with attraction. It's powerful, but only if you can hold it. Personal reflection, 29, Rue 34. I've been on both sides of that tension. I've ruined it by rushing. I've frozen and watched it fade. And I've also held it just long enough for something real to emerge. One night, a woman I'd been seeing looked at me differently. We weren't even talking. We were just driving. And she reached over, quietly touched my hand and said, "You make me feel something I can't explain." That's what this is. When a woman feels sexual tension and she's drawn to you, it's not loud. It's not a performance. It's energy. And if she feels safe in it, she'll reveal more than words ever could. Sometimes the biggest signs are the smallest. She starts mirroring your words, using the same slang, adopting your phrasing. She touches her neck or collarbone more when she's around you. She lingers at the end of a hug. She finds small excuses to touch your arm. Or she asks you questions that aren't really questions. They're invitations, like, "So, what would you do if we were alone right now?" Or, "Do you always look at people like that?" She's not just flirting. She's feeling something. And psychology shows that these indirect signals are how attraction builds trust. She's testing the waters, seeing if it's safe to let it unfold. The tragedy is, most men are too distracted to notice. We overthink. We focus on what to say next. We try to impress, and in doing so, we miss what she's already telling us silently. She's not going to announce it. She's not going to say, "Hey, I feel drawn to you in this really powerful way." But her body, her voice, her energy, those are speaking, loud and clear. You just have to listen differently. Presence is power, awareness is attractive, and stillness, that's where the connection deepens. Sexual tension isn't about the act. It's about the space before the act, the way you look at each other, the breath between the words, the tiny pause before a smile. It's a dance. And when you learn how to move with it, not force it, not fake it, you enter a whole new level of connection. Women feel it, often more deeply than they show. But once you know the signs, you realize they've been telling you all along. The question is, were you listening? So next time you're with someone and things feel charged, pay attention, not to the obvious, but to the subtle. The way her voice drops, the way her body orients, the way she touches her own skin when she looks at you. That's not nothing. That's psychology, that's attraction, that's tension. And now that you know what it means, you'll never miss it again. If you felt something during this video, if a memory came back or a moment suddenly made sense, share it in the comments. You're not alone. We've all felt it, but only a few learn to understand it. And now, you're one of them.